With both of our bodies complete, we're now ready to export this, ready to be sliced, ready to be 3D printed. So I'm just going to show you how we're going to do that. Now, the first thing is that we're going to want to not print this with these two pieces together because they'd end up sticking together. So I need to separate them. So I'm going to select the lid, and I can either press the M key on the keyboard, or I can right click and select Move Copy. This will allow me to move this around. And you can see I get this little thing up here. This allows me to rotate in different axes and to move in different axes and also move across a plane. Don't ever use the dot here unless you're just moving it out the way and then you're going to press the undo button to bring it out. This will just take it to a random place. This is a really bad tool to use. So what we're going to do is we're going to press this one here, which is going to rotate to open and kind of like open it like a book really. And I want to rotate this round to 180. Don't go to 185. Don't go to 175. Make sure you go to exactly 180. Next, I'm going to use the orbit cube to get a side view of this to make sure that both of these are sitting flat on the floor. So I'm going to press the right, and you can see that this one is slightly further down than the other one. So I'm going to use this arrow here, and this allows me to move it up and down. Now, it's kind of annoying. It either jumps below or jumps above. So if we look at that, we can zoom right in on that. It's jumping by 1 millimeter. So it's either above or below. So I actually need to move this up by just minus 0.5 of a millimeter, and then that brings it up together. Again, I don't want to print this with these touching, so I'm going to put a little bit of a gap in between these, and 4 to 3 millimeters should be fine. So then I'm going to press OK. And just before I do that, I'm just going to have a quick look and just make sure that these are lined up at the top. You can see if I press the top on the cube there, you can see this is lined up nicely. And this looks good. So I'm going to press OK. And press the little house button again on my orbit cube so I can see everything. Now that we're ready to export this, I need to select both of these to export. If I was only printing one, I could just go to the body, right click and go to save as STL, but I actually want to print both at the same time. In order to do this, I'm going to go up to this top box here, which selects everything, and it will save this as an STL as long as both are visible. If I make one invisible, like last time, it will ignore it. So make sure that they're both visible. Right click on here and click Save to STL. And you should get a dial box up that looks the same as this. So we want it on binary, one file. You don't need to preview the mesh. The mesh is what an STL file is. We can have a quick look at what that looks like. You can see this is what it looks like. And we've also got refinement high. And there's also an option here to send to 3D printer utility. So if you download the Perusa software, you can actually select it here and get it to go straight into the software. But for today, I'm just going to save it as a file. So I'm going to press OK on these settings here. And it's then going to ask me, what do I want to save this as? So I'm going to save this as Focus Practical Task Video Zip. And that's going to go into my downloads. So I'm actually going to change that and make it drop down into my desktop so it's easier to find. And I'm going to press save. With this saved, we can save our work in Fusion. We don't want to lose this. And we can go ahead now and actually shut Fusion down, making sure that we wait for it to fully save. It's prompting me to save my other piece of work. And wait for this to go from 0/2 to 2/2, otherwise it won't save properly. Next, we'll be learning how to load up that STL file.